So what I just said is we're all finding a partner. So, yeah, so maybe the two of you can be partners, and Rama, you can partner with Kushbu. Come sit with Kushbu. Does everyone have a partner now? Great, okay. So I'd like you to turn and to face your partner. And if you feel comfortable, don't worry about this, but if you feel comfortable, you can allow your knees to kind of touch each other. It's just a nice little gentle connection. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't worry. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. In every group, choose who's gonna go first. We're gonna switch so everybody will get a chance. If you are the one going first in your group, raise your hand. Every group should have one person raising your hand. Great. Those of you with your hands up, your job is you're going to ask your partner a very simple question. Who are you? And your partner is going to give you a response. For those of you who just came in, it's good, there's 4 of you. So if you can just become groups of 2 and sit facing each other. Great. So the first partner is going to ask the second one, who are you? And the second one is going to respond with the very first thing that comes to your mind. We're not preparing speeches. We're not preparing philosophy lectures. We're not writing articles. Nobody's going to be called upon to come up and share and show us how deep your answer was. But you're going to respond with the first thing that comes intuitively. And after you're done responding, the first person again is going to say, who are you? And you'll respond again. And those of you who raised your hand as the first partner, you're just going to keep asking them. Every time they stop, every time they finish an answer, you just keep asking them, who are you? Who are you? So just to give you an example, you may first say, who are you? And the person says, I'm Joe Patel. Who are you? I'm Smita Patel's husband. Who are you? I'm an architect. I work for a large firm. Who are you? And allow the answers to just keep flowing. Those of you who are doing answering, you've only got 2 jobs. Number 1, let it be intuitive. Say the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't censor it. Don't script it. And your second job is allow yourself to keep going deeper. Allow the question to resonate each time like it's a new question. Hear them ask you each time like they're asking you a brand new question. And each time give the most truthful answer that you can in that moment. Okay, so all of those of you who raised your hands, the first ones, you start. Go. And try to keep your voices as low as possible. You want each other to hear each other, but you want to try to avoid picking up too much of the conversations around you. That's why I wanted the knees to touch. You should be close. what to me is so powerful about this experience is there is no right answer. So you say this probably isn't right, but there is no wrong answer. All of the answers that we give are right. They're just on different layers. And what you find as you practice this, and of course you can do it with yourself, I have found it's more powerful to do it with someone who's actually asking you, only because when it's yourself, you tend to move around the question with the self. Whereas when you're actually having to stare into someone else's eyes and give them an answer, it puts you sort of on the spot. What you find is that you go deeper and deeper. So yeah, on one layer of existence, you are the one who has begun a journey. Turn the dial of existence, of layers of existence, planes of existence, and there is no journey. Turn it again. You are the journey. And as you said, I began by being the wife, the mother, the daughter, and then the awareness that I'm you. I'm all of it. And so what it does in just a few minutes is really gives us the possibility of understanding how many different layers there are and how deeply we can go into a place of truth that is not what most of us live in. For most of us, the truth is the mother, the daughter, the wife, the professional. But if you give it an extra little bit of time, little bit of deeper inquiry, little bit of deeper truth, we actually get into that place of realizing just I am. It's no longer who are you or what are you. It's just I am. The topic for this evening, we spoke last evening about inner peace. We spoke this morning about harmony and peace in our environment. The topic this evening is peace in our relationships, harmony in our relationships. And we'll speak about this briefly. And then we're going to move into remaining questions that we have. Because I realize there are ever more questions that actually not just that we left from the morning, but that have come in since the morning as well. And try to get to as many of those as possible. The reason that we don't have peace in our relationships, you'll realize that in all of the aspects of peace that we talk about, we begin by talking about that which blocks us from having it. Because the deepest teaching is that happiness, joy, peace is who we are. And the reason that we have to search for it, discover it, find it, is because there are aspects blocking it from our view. So again, we begin the journey by asking ourselves, well, what keeps us from having harmony and peace in our relationships? And it's really only one answer, which is that I expect you, whether you are my child, whether you are my parent, whether you are my spouse, my beloved, I expect you to fulfill me. I've come into this relationship feeling less than whole. I have certain holes. And in this relationship, my expectation is that you, through your actions, through your words, through who you are, you're going to fill these holes. And of course, we all have different holes. But that doesn't really matter. That just means that we all have different stories, different life dramas that have left different shaped stains or holes on our psyche. But in this relationship, I'm expecting you to fill that. So if one of my holes is that I feel worthless, I'm expecting you to make me feel worthy. If one of my holes is that I feel really ugly, I'm expecting you to make me feel beautiful. Whether it's the physical level, whether it's the emotional level, whether it's the outer level or the inner level. If one of my holes is that I've been abused or violated, I'm expecting you to heal that, to fill me in a way that will heal me of the feeling of being abused or violated or betrayed. And so, most of us are not very conscious of this. For most of us, what it is just that we have expectations of the right way for our children or our parents or our in-laws or our beloveds to act. But that right way is always the way that makes me feel comfortable and whole. And the disharmony comes when you don't act in that way. Because of course the other thing I expect you to be able to do is read my mind. Very few of us are really good communicators. Sadly, it's not something that's taught in school. I mean, we emphasize how many times do we have to do our multiplication tables over and over and over, our square root tables over and over, our alphabets over and over. But very few of us as children in school or even as people getting higher and advanced degrees, very few of us really learn how to communicate. And so it's not that we're purposely not communicating, it's just that we don't have a toolkit filled with effective communication skills. And so we expect each other to be a mind reader. So let's say you've hurt me. It was our anniversary. You didn't come home with flowers and chocolates. You didn't plan a very special romantic dinner. You didn't write me poetry. Now I'm hurt. Now you say to me, what's wrong? Nothing. So you stop asking. You've just asked me, I've told you nothing, so you stop asking. You've gotten an answer. But now I'm doubly hurt because, well, you're supposed to keep asking me. But you said nothing. Oh, but I didn't mean it. You should have been able to tell something was wrong. Well, I could tell something was wrong. That was why I asked, but you said nothing. Or you say to me, do you want to talk about it? No, go away. I want to be alone. So you go away, you leave me alone. How dare you go away? First you forgot our anniversary. Well, but you just said go away, but I didn't mean it. So we're not very effective communicators. What we want is connection. But we don't communicate that. We want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be loved, but we go about trying to get that in ways that either just confuse the life out of the people around us, who finally end up just sort of giving up. Nothing I do is right. She says go away, I go away. Now she's angry that I went away. She told me to shut up, I shut up. Now she's upset that I didn't keep talking. Nothing I do is right, forget it. Or what we do is we communicate in a way that puts the other on the defensive. You made me feel hurt. You hurt my feelings. You are not sensitive. Well, very few of us are saints. Very few of us have so fully and completely worked through our stuff that we can listen to someone tell us what's wrong with us over and over without either shutting ourselves off completely or responding. No, the problem is not me, the problem is you. Or we just numb ourselves. And so what happens is we develop these patterns that lead to lack of harmony. But the root cause of these patterns, and I don't want to use today to talk about effective communication skills, it's a different topic. I want to use today to talk about the root cause, which is my expectation to begin with. My lack of ability to communicate is just a symptom. It's a symptom of the fact that I actually expect you to be the one to fill these holes I have. And okay, my problem is I couldn't communicate it properly, but still you should know. I mean, if you're my husband or my wife or my mother or my father, you should know. And this is the root cause. No one, let me repeat this, no one can fill your holes. All people in our relationships can do, and this is the yoga of relationships. What people in our relationships can do is help us experience the love that exists within us. That's what the yoga of relationship is about. That's what being in love really is in your presence, through this relationship. When we say, I'm in love, well, we fall in love, then we fall out of love. Well, where did the love go? I mean, did it just evaporate into thin air? Where did it go? What happened? In your presence, I was able to experience the place in me which is love. And the reason that you know that is when you're beloved, even when you're still in the honeymoon, I'm in love phase, when your beloved stands up and goes to the bathroom, do you feel the love any less? I mean, does anyone fall out of love every time the beloved stands up and goes to get a glass of water or goes to the bathroom? Do we fall out of love when the beloved goes to the office or the grocery store? Of course not. So it's not dependent on you. If I'm standing near an air conditioner and I'm very, very hot and the air conditioning makes me feel cool, well, the farther I walk from the air conditioner, the less cool I get. Because the coolness is coming from the AC. It's not just that in the presence of the AC I'm able to generate my own inner coolness. It's entirely dependent upon this machine. And there's a direct line between my level of coolness and how close or how far I am to the machine. Closer, cooler, farther, less cool. But with love, it's not like that. There's no line of physical distance and experience of love, which makes us know it's actually within us. It's just that you have, through this relationship, enabled me to experience the place within me, which is love. And that's really beautiful. That's divine. When we talk about a soulmate, that's what it is. It's the one in whose presence I am able to experience the truth of my soul, which is love. And it doesn't matter if it's a spouse, if it's a friend, if it's a sibling, if it's a parent, if it's a child, if it's a guru. When we experience that place within ourselves, which is love, that's the point. But we've filled up that relationship with a lot of baggage. When we move out of the experience of love into the everyday logistics of life, who's going to wash dishes? Who's going to go grocery shopping? Who's going to change diapers? Who's going to scrub the toilet? This is where we start getting into aspects of lack of harmony. And what happens is, I no longer am able to access that place within me, which is love, and I turn it around onto you. And so I expect you now to act in certain ways that fill that lack of love I'm feeling inside. And this is the problem. And so the solution becomes very simple. Not easy. There's a difference between simple and easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. The only way to have harmony in relationships is to stop expecting the other to behave in a certain way, speak in a certain way, be in a certain way that fills our holes. And to be fully aware that the love that I feel is generated within. You are a divine vehicle. You are the one who has catalyzed it. Fantastic. But if you start acting in a certain way, it's not your fault that I no longer am able to access that place in me. It's within me, which means it's my responsibility to turn back inward and find that place within me again. You were just the one who showed it to me. And harmony in relationships comes from not two halves becoming one. Not two beings full of holes with pegs that fill each other's holes. So I've got a square hole, you've got a square peg, we fit. Well, over time, my square hole, because I change, becomes a triangle. Your square peg, because you change, has become round. Now you've got a round peg, and I've got a triangular hole, and it no longer fits. This is when we start to fight and we fall out of love. But if I recognize that I'm not my holes, and I'm not even whole, full of holes, I'm whole. The holes are just these stains we talked about last night. And I can clean them. We spoke about grooves this morning. I can refill them. Then I'm able to be in this relationship not as a triangular whole, H-O-L-E, but actually as a full W-H-O-L-E being, a full whole being. And then it doesn't matter whether you're square or round or triangular. I don't need you to fill me. The last piece I want to mention on this is just something that my dad is a divorce attorney. He's also an incredible man. But that's a different issue. As a divorce attorney who spent the last many decades from morning till evening with couples who are getting divorced, and as a man who has spent many decades married to my mother, a wonderful woman, not an easy woman, and someone who has found that peace. He gives a teaching that I just want to share with you all, because I've watched it in his life, and it's something that he has shared with so many, and he and Pujya Swamiji now share these teachings of peace and love and relationships. And the teaching is, you can either be right or you can be married. And this is what my dad shares with everyone who will listen. And just to expand it, Pujya Swamiji has taken it and expanded it, because it's not just in our marriages, it's also in all of our relationships. My dad only deals with divorces. It's our commitment, our attachment to being right that keeps us from being happy. So you can either be right or you can be happy. You can be right or you can be peaceful. And we have to make that decision in our relationships. Is being right more important than being married? Or than being peaceful? And in every situation when we find ourselves in conflict, to really ask ourselves, in this moment, yeah, sure, of course we're right, because we're always right. That's a given. Yes, I'm right. But is that more important than maintaining peace? Am I prepared to relinquish my attachment to proving to the other that I'm right in exchange for the peace of this relationship? And if we can do that, if we can let the other be right, so that we can both be peaceful, then what you find is not only are our relationships peaceful, but we're peaceful inside.
In our relationship, what are those things which becomes the blockade? So many people, wherever I go, in the public or in private meetings, always looking for peace, looking for happiness. Sometimes it makes me surprised also that when I meet those people who have bought everything, who have seen everything, who has controlled through their money most of it, and when they ask this question about peace and happiness, that I have everything, but I'm not happy. I have everything, but I am not in peace. It really makes me surprised. These people, if you see from outside, they have have it all. Nobody can even doubt or think about that they also looking for peace or happiness. Our happiness is based on, as Sadhviji explained in those 2 days, for exterior world. I have this, I want this. If I have it, I am happy. If I don't have it, I keep looking for that happiness through these things. But people who have everything, they also ask the same question, then becomes, what is happiness? What is peace? They must be in peace because you cannot even dream for those things, and they have it. And through that, in their entire life, they thought, we will be happy. I remember when I came out of the jungle, after a few years, I went to America. I was staying in Malibu, in California. And I was very new to America, new to American culture. One day, the host asked me, can I take you to Hollywood? I really didn't know what is Hollywood is. I said, okay. I thought, because I was coming from India, I lived in the Hollywoods of India. I think something like that, Hollywoods. Maybe somebody Hollywood also will be here. Maybe they call Hollywood here. We call Hollywoods. I said, okay. I was very happy that he's taking me to Hollywoods. And he said Hollywood. I just meant in my mind Hollywoods. I said, okay, I will go. And next morning, because he was very rich, he had a Rolls Royce. And we were sitting together. And on the way, he asked me many beautiful questions. I kept answering him, and suddenly, he looked outside. He said, just wait, stop. I want to show you one thing. He stopped and he said, can you see that car? I said, yes. I saw the car and I started answering him for the next question. I didn't say anything. I saw the car and he also showed me the car and asked next question. We went to Hollywood, to the Universal Studio and many other places he showed me. And when we came back home, I don't want to share the whole story. There were many things he shared. It made me really surprised. But I want to share one story. And when we came back home, had dinner, had prayers, meditation, and he again shared with me, you remember when we were having conversation, I showed you one car. I said, yes, I remember. I said, tomorrow morning you are leaving. Before you leave, I want one blessing. One blessing. I said, go ahead. He said, if you bless me, next time when you come, can I have that car? I said, what is special in that car? That is also Rolls Royce. You have a Rolls Royce. But he said, but that model of Rolls Royce. I was really surprised. You are sitting in the Rolls Royce, and now next thing is you want that model. A new model came up. Mind is amazing. Our desires are amazing. Because of these desires, not from outside world, from our relationship also, we have so much expectation. And we never feel full. We never feel whole. As Sadhviji said, we keep filling our holes and keep expecting to fill those holes. Holes are never fulfilled. Never. There are millions of holes on this earth. In the history, many emperors and kings also tried to fill those holes. No one could do it. And they went empty-handed. There are many stories I can share you, and the bottom line is, it never happened. They all went empty-handed. But at the same time, right here, now, you can feel, in spite of these many holes, you can feel whole, full, complete. That can happen. That can happen. Nothing is needed to fill those holes, and you can feel whole. You can feel full. You can feel complete. This is all in you. That much power you have. You want to keep creating the holes? Go ahead. God bless you. But you want to feel full now? You can. This can happen. What are those things which blocks us from the peace, from happiness? As I said earlier, so many places I go, people ask me this question. And simple question is that I want peace. I want happiness. I keep thinking about their question I have shared many times. I want peace. I want happiness. I always answer them. In your one-line sentence, there are 3 words. I want happiness. I want peace. If you remove the I and remove the wants, remove the ego, remove the desires, remove the expectations, what remains? Only peace or only happiness. It means these 2 things are the one in many shapes, in many colors, in many ways. They block us from the peace. So let us, through the sadhana, through meditation, through surrender, because this I is never ever fulfilled. Never. Has many colors, is so subtle. Sometimes we don't even realize it, and we are in trap of that I. Those desires, as I said, about this Malibu guy, another model, nothing wrong in it. Don't take me wrong. Have new and new models, no problem. Nothing wrong in it. But life should not be that expecting the new models. Life is to be become model. The God is not looking for you that you keep expecting new and new models. How you can become model for yourself. How you can become model for your family. That is very important. That's why we have these retreats. That when we go back, how we can treat ourselves, how I can treat myself. We are not compassionate to ourselves also. In our own dealings also we need compassion. And we need compassion when we deal with each other. Sadhviji was explaining so beautifully and explaining those nitty-gritty things. Birthday, our wedding anniversary. We are not the mind reader, but those small things spoil our relationship. Add into your emotions more compassion. All those emotions can be taken care of if compassion is added to them. When compassion is lost, all your emotions are wonderful, beautiful, but ruinous. So So let us take care of this I. It's not easy, but this I, you can surrender to the divine. Oh Lord, you are everything, I'm nothing. Slowly, gradually, with surrender, all these saints and sages I have seen in all the religions, Tera bana meetha lage. Teri marji, not meri marji, not my will, but thy will. That surrender, thy will. Your will, O Lord. And you can see when you start living according to His will. Right now, the man who is in charge of the property, Richard, came to me. We were talking about that. Very nice questions he put in few minutes. Then he asked me, how do you think about that? I said, well, I always think about my divine insurance company. Wherever it takes me, whatever it offers me, gives me the opportunities, and seeing that seva of the divine, we are all here to offer, and offer. Being an instrument of the divine, the tiny instrument, it's all happening. There is a divine design, I always remind. In that divine design, all is happening anyway. If you see the entire Bhagavad Gita, I will not go now because time is very short. It's amazing how Arjuna raises this question and how Krishna answers him, and he gets ready to fight for the dharma. He stands up for the dharma. He understood. Krishna made him realize it's all done already. You are just mere to play your role as an actor. There is a director giving us direction. You just play your role. Our role is not only perform those activities, our role is to become a true ambassador of peace. And that only can happen when you live in peace, you live in harmony, you live in happiness, in your own relationship. Then relationship is later with others. First is your own relationship. You have to create that perfect harmony in you. That harmony, that peace, that happiness, if you have it, that only you can share with others, with the world, with your family, at your job. God bless you. And through this practice, what Sadhviji explained, who am I? When you start thinking, who am I, you understand the true reality of your nature. Who am I? Then all ego disappears. All pain disappears because of that ego. All suffering disappears. And pure light, pure self, you, enlightened one, just exist. And that takes time. Our life after life, it can happen now. It is up to you. How you want to be, now or later. It's in your hands. You realize, close your eyes, and make a decision to yourself. Enough, done. I don't want to go through this pain again. This ego, these desires, these wants really put me through pains. Okay, I am happy the way I am. I am happy with what I have. It's not that I don't want the world. The world is there, super not there. Still, I have learned how to be. Not how to have more, how much to have more, but how to be more. That's having more to be more will keep you connected, anchored, grounded, happy, in harmony and in happiness. God bless you. And this is the right opportunity for you.